Hi guys, I have another book review for you. It's been, maybe it's only been a month. I'm trying to do one a month, so I'm pretty sure I've kept up pretty decently on this. So I wanted to bring you the latest book that I read. It is called Under a Silent Moon, and it is by Elizabeth Haynes. Yeah, Elizabeth Haynes. This was my little bargain sticker, which I usually take off, but I don't know why I didn't. But so this is what the book looks like. If you've watched my other book reviews, you know that I am a crime fiction, thriller, that's the types of books that I like to read. So I will go ahead and read to you what the back of the book tells you the book is about. It says, in the crisp early hours of an autumn morning, the police are called to investigate two cases. A beautiful young woman has been found dead, her cottage drenched with blood. A car with a woman's body inside has been found at the bottom of a quarry pit, an apparent suicide. As DCI Louisa Smith and her team gather evidence over the course of the next 6 days, they discover a shocking link between the two cases, a bond that sealed these women's terrible fates one cold night under a silent moon. In this first entry in this promising procedural series, Elizabeth Haynes interweaves fictional primary source materials, police reports, phone messages, interviews, and multiple character viewpoints to create a sexy, edgy, and compulsively readable tale of murder, mystery, and unsettling suspense. So in other words, this is the first in a series of books with this main character whose name is Louisa Smith. Now this is the first one I've read, obviously, and I don't have any of the other ones. So let me just tell you about this book. So right off, I liked the way this book was written. It was written from her point of view. So she is a criminal investigator, basically, and she is in charge of this case. They break it up by interviews that the police do and just different report things. So it comes to you in a very how an investigation would go type of format, but also with the story intertwined on the side of her personal life or things that are going on. So it's a very interesting way this book is written. I've never read a book. I've never written a book either, by the way. But I've never read a book that was written with this type of a style. So I was very interested by that, intrigued by it. I thought that was a cool and different way to write a book. So I really appreciated that about it. This book, honestly, was fantastic. It kept you guessing all the way to the end. I would maybe think I knew what was happening and then discover no, that wasn't it at all. So I thought that was awesome, because I hate when you're reading a book that you're this is so predictable. I totally know who did what and blah blah blah. This book was not like that, at least not for me. So I really liked that about it. So I thought the author did an awesome job of keeping you guessing until the end, and the way the stories are interwoven is very interesting, and so I thought that was awesome. Something I didn't particularly like is totally a personal preference. I guess maybe you could call me a prude, I don't know. I am not into super detailed sexual situations in a book. I just don't really see the need for it. You can allude to that these two people hooked up or whatever, but I don't really need some in-depth detailed story of it. That's just me. I just don't, I feel it doesn't add to the story. I feel it's a weird way that some authors try to get attention from certain crowds or types of readers, and while I sort of get that, it's not something I appreciate. So as you can guess, I never read any of the 50 Shades series and have no interest in it. And actually my one sister, we both went to school for, I actually wanted to be a college English lit professor, but then I started a family when I was really young, so that didn't happen. But so I had started out doing some college things with that, so I'm very into literature and English things and the way things are written. And my sister actually is a high school English lit teacher, and she tried to read the first 50 Shades book, and she's she goes, besides it just being so over the top, like ridiculous. She's like, it was so poorly written, I could not dumb myself down enough to read it. So I thought that was funny. So I'm like, well, I know I'm not missing anything then. But anyway, that just gives you a sense of where my opinion is on books that have like that very sexualized like aspect to them. That is not interesting to me. I stopped reading books like in the middle because I'm just like, okay, I'm over that. I don't need to read it. So that is a major turnoff to me in a book. So that was something in this that they could have, I feel like the author could have very easily gotten her point across about different types of people in this book or things that they were doing without being like so explicit, I guess, or something. And I will honestly say this is not like the most explicit book I've ever come across because I wouldn't have kept reading it. But that was just something about this book to me that turned me off. So if you are somebody who that kind of stuff is like a no-go to you, you're probably not going to like this book. If you can take a little and like kind of overlook it for the overall what the book is about, then I think you can handle it. But it's that particular aspect of this book I did not appreciate. I'll just say that. So other than that though, I thought this was a really good book. Like I said, loved the style of the way it was written. The characters were interesting. One of the things that I think it definitely makes you think about is how your actions affect the people around you. That, you know, doing things for your benefit, what a negative effect that can have on other people if it's done carelessly and when you just sort of like play with other people's emotions kind of thing. So I thought that was a very good element that this book kind of brought to light. Like, think about the way you can't just so carelessly interact with people kind of thing. So, which I think in this world, that happens a lot. This is a little bit different aspect of it, which you'll know if you read it. But I mean, in an overall sense, I think a lot of people tend to be very selfish, and it's about what they want and what makes them happy and what makes them feel good, and they don't think about how it affects the people that they're having the interactions with. So that is those are my thoughts on this book. So Under a Silent Moon by Elizabeth Haynes. The next book in the series is called Behind Closed Doors. So this will obviously be like a different set of people, but still with that main character who is the detective. So I'm not sure how I feel about it. I'm going to show you up here. If you can see, it's like a woman with her eyes covered with a blindfold. There was like an excerpt at the end of this book with which I haven't even finished going through yet, but I did, or yes I did. I started reading it, you know, what that next one was about, and it seems interesting. I'm going to assume that there's going to be more like of a sexual aspect with it again, because clearly that's like something this author does. So I haven't really decided yet if I'm going to read the next one. And truthfully it is just because of that, because it's just something that it totally turns me off. Another thing is, obviously, you know, I'm a Christian, and I hate when books are like, which I'm not going to say it because obviously I don't talk this way, but, you know, like GD and JC, and if you can catch my drift, I'm not going to say them, but like, it bothers me even to read that. Like, I hate like cursing, and I'm not just talking about swearing, like whatever. I'm talking about like using God's name or Jesus' name in a swearing way. Like, it bothers me even to read it. Like, so if you're a Christian, I think you understand where I'm coming from on this. And before I was a Christian, I would have been like, that chick is crazy, she needs to get a life. But it truthfully is just the way that I feel. So I have a hard time sometimes with that in books too. And I think there was some of that in here quite a bit. So yeah, I'm not sure yet if I will try reading the next book or not. I wouldn't, unless I found it on like a bargain table or something like that, I wouldn't go pay full price for it. But I do think this was a good book, and if you're into the thriller crime type books and you are not offended by those things, then you would probably really like it. So let me know what you guys think. Are there certain things, like aspects that about books or authors, whatever, that you don't like it's a turn off to you to read, or there's certain, you know, what are the certain things you look for in a book, like the type of book or that sort of thing. Because I mean, we're all different, and that's why there's so many different types of books and stuff out there. So that is just my take on it, and so that's what I'm sharing with you, that overall, good book, loved it, except for those little details. But, you know, that's just the way it is. So, yeah, if anyone has read this, let me know what you think of it, and, or if you think you're going to read it, let me know that too. I probably will pass it on to my mom or sisters, or all of them probably, because we kind of share books around, and see what they think of it. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you like this type of a video with book reviews or just reviews in general, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help my channel when you like my videos, with the algorithms and things like that. It helps my videos be seen. So that's very helpful to me, and I very much appreciate when you guys like it. So please hit that thumbs up button. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I think you're awesome and amazing, and just thank you so much. And if you aren't already a subscriber, I hope that you will subscribe to my channel and check out my past videos and stick around for what I have coming up. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that you never miss when I upload a video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.